What is up? Welcome to the NBA Rundown, brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets. I'm your host, Astaire, joined today by Tyler Hicks and JC Zargo. JC, how was your weekend? Did you bet some NBA?
A little bit, way more NFL. I was kind of put my focus on the weekends, but your Kings came through for me against the Clippers. That was a big win on my sports book.
All right, and they came through again for us last night. Tyler, another RPB tag gets home. Do you have it in front of you? What's the record on RPB tags for December? Because other than Saturday, I know it's been winning every single day.
Yeah, overall 8-4, 3-1 as of yesterday.
All right, so fantastic.
The only thing we lost yesterday on the playbook was that under in the Lakers game. Clean sweep.
Yeah, I know. And how much did AD have to make sure we didn't get the under?
55 points and 17 rebounds, I believe, and he had a couple blocks.
Dude, I'm so glad the Kings are doing good right now because the Lakers resurgence would just have me in hell. I mean, and I even said in the playbook, right, which is why we showed an edge on the Wizards, but I didn't recommend it. I said, these projections on the Lakers are all wrong because it's a different team right now. So, exciting for the fans in LA, and I'm sure the fans of the NBA are really excited. But haters like me are in hell right now. It's the Lakers are back, and right, there's no denying it. I mean, it's just fantastic. I see my guy, We the People in the chat. Yeah, another best bet for him, but we're expecting more from you today. So let's dive right in. Let me pull up Bookmaker. I'm sure I'm going to have to refresh it because I wasn't on there for 3 minutes. I'm logging in right now, but the first game I think was the Milwaukee Bucks, if I remember right, taking on the Orlando Magic, lane 9. Let me see if that line has moved.
It's still the same. Total's 225.5.
Yeah, it's out to 9.5 on Bookmaker. Total 225.5 plus 384. If you like the Magic on the money line, Tyler, we had talked about this while we were making the tags before the show for the NBA playbook. That's on runpurebets.com. If you're not a member, head on over to runpuresports.com. Become a member. Give us a thumbs up. Tyler, what are your thoughts and what's our injury concerns on why this wasn't a full play on the Bucks?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, Brook Lopez, questionable. Grayson Allen, questionable. And then on the other side of the ball, you're still missing Wendell Carter. You're still missing Gary Harris. You're still missing Suggs. Isaac's been out for like 3 years. Okiki's still out. So it's tough to bet this game. Mo Bamba's also questionable. But the guys that are back for the Bucks, you get Giannis back, you get Drew Holiday back, you get Middleton back. So you get some key guys back. But at that big number, I really don't want to lay it. I'd rather just go a performance double route. And I think Giannis cleans up the boards tonight. With Lopez sits, I mean, who else is going to grab rebounds outside of him and Portis?
Yeah,
I don't think there's another body.
Yeah.
Giannis to grab 15 rebounds here and Milwaukee wins plus 300. I think he could easily get to 12. It's just because he gets you those other 3. With no Lopez, I think he could definitely get us those 3. So definitely like that one.
All right, JC, what are your thoughts when the Bucks take on the Magic?
Yeah, I mean, injuries are always concerning, but I mean, just looking at the numbers here, looking at how the Magic have been playing, how the Bucks have been playing, stat that jumps out at me is the Bucks are 9-1-1 at the spread their last 11 trips to Orlando. It's not like the best play on the day, but if I got to make a pick, I'll take Bucks with the point. Another play I was looking at is Paolo's props, 27.5 points, rebounds, assists. Easy play. His stats kind of been all over the place recently. He'll either have a lot of assists or a lot of rebounds or a lot of points. So taking points, rebounds, assists should be a nice play. He's kind of the only guy who's scoring right now for Orlando. So that's what I'm taking on this one.
All right. You like Paolo there, and Tyler and I are staying away because of the injury news. Now, if Brook Lopez does play, Tyler, can I go ahead and fire on the Bucks?
I think so, yeah.
I don't think he's going to play, do you?
No, I think you sit him now. You give him a little bit of a rest. I mean, the dude's been absolutely killing it to open the year. He's the favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. I seen he racked up, 6 blocks recently in a game over the weekend. So, I mean, he's been killing it. Give him a break. He's an older vet in the league. And just let Giannis and these younger guys beat this Magic team up.
All right. Well, that's probably what they're going to do. But I'm fine staying away from that because I think we have better games on the board. I don't know if this is one of them, though. The Los Angeles Clippers are minus 3.5 in Charlotte, taking on the Hornets. Total 216.5 here. Interesting here as Paul George and Kawhi are both now listed questionable, as well as Luke Kennard. All right, whoop-de-doo. Norman Powell is out. Dennis Smith Jr. is out for Charlotte. That's too bad, man. He was doing really well, and he hasn't played for a little bit of while. Mark Williams out, and that's that center that we had high hopes for already, suffering the injury bug. And, of course, no LaMelo Ball here for the Charlotte Hornets team, which makes them a little worse on the offensive end. But they have been playing, decent basketball as of late. I tuned in. They have some good things going on, but in reality, this is just a below average, less than mediocre team taking on a Clippers team that I think is rightfully favored here. Tyler, I showed a small edge to the Clips. What did you think here?
Yeah, I like the Clippers here. Even regardless if the two main guys don't play, I think they have the bodies to beat Charlotte. I think these role players for the Clippers can get it done. And just like we the people said, there's no props out yet for this game. But just like he just said after that, Zubac is going to absolutely smash this team down low. He could put up another big game. I'm not saying he's going for 30 and 30 like he was close to that one game, but he's definitely going to get that double-double. So that performance double, the double-double and win is definitely going to be a bet when it does come out.
All right, looking for that Zubac performance double there. JC, Clips are your favorite team, right? Before you break down the game, tell me what are your thoughts on the team this season. I know that they were a popular team to win it all, in the betting market, in the preseason betting market. I couldn't get there because I just didn't trust Kawhi to stay healthy. I don't know if we're ever going to see extended time from him. Sorry to be a Grinch or, throw cold water there and call me a hater. Hey, right? I mean, all the Lakers fans do. What are your thoughts overall on the Clips? I mean, do you have faith in Kawhi? Do you think I'll be eating my words when he's, putting them 40-minute nights in Game 7 of a crucial playoff series?
I mean, this team is exactly what everyone thinks they are, when they're playing like they've been this last stretch with the injuries they've had. They're a slightly above average team, maybe, they kind of had a few smaller role players step up, win games for them. But yeah, I mean, if they're healthy, right, they're like the best team in the West, no doubt. But whether those guys can stay healthy is another dilemma. And from what we've seen so far, I have no faith in that. So while, I hope to see this team make a playoff run, I'm keeping my expectations low, and I'm prepared to be let down by them for sure.
All right. One thing I noticed about this team, Reggie Jackson and John Wall have both been negative plus minuses here for this team. So it feels like they need Kawhi back just to take over some of that ball handling duties. Now, I know both of them have been impressive. I would say Wall a little more than Jackson. Jackson's really struggling to start the year. What are your thoughts on those two? Do you think they turn it around, or do you think maybe Ty Lue needs to go away from them? Because when I watch this team, I feel like they're hurting the team. They're hurting the continuity, and you have 4 guys playing team basketball and 2 guys with that just chuck it shooter type of mentality. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because, so their defense is great, right? Like they allow some of the fewest points in the league, but they also score at the lowest end. And I think the problem is with those guys like Wall and Jackson is, they're used to having guys like Kawhi and Paul George on the floor. And those guys are out there. They're going to get better looks. They're going to get better opportunities. But when they're the go-to guy, it's real easy to shut them down. So that's the problem they're dealing with. And it's not going to get any better if their superstars don't stay healthy.
All right. So there you have it. What is your thoughts on this game? Props? How are you approaching this one?
If everyone's out like they've been, I'm taking the Hornets money line for sure. Obviously, if those guys play, I'm taking the Clippers, kind of a no-brainer there. I'm still leaning under on this one. Just, as we said, Clippers, even when those guys are playing, they still ranked amongst the lowest teams in scoring. So under's a good play. I also really like Kelly Oubre over 25.5 points plus rebounds. He's been stepping it up in Charlotte. He's done on an impressive little run here, putting up over 20 points in his last 4 games. As high as 34 like a week ago. He's kind of a stud. And then those rebounds add a nice little insurance because he could easily just hit 25 points alone. So that's a play I'm liking out of this one.
All right, there we go. Anything more on this one, or are we ready to move on to a game that I'm actually pretty excited to talk about?
Ready to move on.
Let's move it on to one of the best teams in the NBA right now, the Boston Celtics. I've said before, so many of these teams are up and down. I would say the Clippers are one of them, right, JC? Some nights you bet them and it's just easy money. Other nights they look absolutely terrible. One team, it just feels like you're going to get consistent dominating play from every night. It is these Boston Celtics. They face a tough task here. So, Tyler, normally I like taking the Raptors at home when they're a short home dog, but I'm not doing it against who I think is currently playing the best basketball in the NBA right now. To me, this seems like it's Celtics or pass. The Raptors are taking a little more money, though, since we've been talking. It's out to -1.5 now. Is there some news? Or, I mean, it's only a half point. That could easily just be market moving. But I guess Al Horford doubtful. Marcus Smart questionable. I don't know if we have an update there. I'll refresh. But while I do that, Tyler, why don't you talk to me about the Celtics and Raptors and what probably is the most exciting game from a fan's perspective tonight?
Yeah, I think just like our guy JC said last week, when the Suns are under -5, you bet them. You just hold your nose and you bet them. I'm going to apply that to the Celtics here. They're +1. Give me them here against the Raptors where they're 9-0 in their last 9 trips to Toronto. Even though Toronto has more bodies, they are the healthier team right now with the guys sitting for Boston. I think Smart plays. He sat out last game yesterday against the Nets. So I think he's back here. Horford really doesn't affect me here because they don't really have a big man inside that's going to kill you. Like Siakam's going to play more.
Oh, you're not worried about Chris Boucher?
No, not on the inside. But I could see this definitely being a Tatum Brown game where they just go out, smash his team, combine for like 60+ points, get the game over with, and just dominate from there. And looking at some of the performance doubles, getting them as a dog, you're getting these at way better prices. Like if you think Tatum scores 30 and Boston wins, +285. If you like the double-double and they win, +300. If you think one of these guys gets hot from 3, Jaylen Brown to hit 4 threes and win, +540. Marcus Smart to hit 3 threes and win, +630. With his props listed, that should show you what they think about him playing today also. And then Tatum 5+ threes in Boston wins is +480. So there's different ways you can approach this game. I'm all over Boston. I think they win the game outright.
All right. JC, Tyler likes the Celtics. Is there any reason why I shouldn't just place this right now?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, spread, you say it all the time. It's hard to bet against the Raptors at home. But, I mean, playing the Celtics, the team that's just been so dominant of late, with basically a pick 'em at -1, you can't not take that. Like Tyler said.
I was worried that the Celtics played yesterday and the Raptors didn't.
Not at all. I mean, sometimes, that comes into play, but this Celtics team is way too dominant to really be worried about a thing like that.
My only worry, though, is just like we talked about pre-show, is like you looked at the line. It's like that screams to me. And then we looked at the line, looked at the injury report. I think one of these two main guys pops up questionable. I don't know which one it's going to be, but I think you get it. So I'm not clicking that button just yet. I love them in this spot, but I'm not clicking that button until that game is closer to tip-off, just so I know those guys are in there.
That's fair. I worry about the defense, right? Like the Raptors have an incredible defense, so I really like the under as well. But, you bet the Celtics at -1, and if the Raptors come through again at home, oh, well, it's just a unit.
All right. The good one there. Any props you're looking at, JC?
No, I didn't see much was out. I didn't see any Celtics props were out, so that's kind of what I was more eyeing in on. So nothing from me.
All right, let's move on. The Oklahoma City Thunder +6.5. Atlanta taking on the Hawks. Total of 237.5. Tyler, you were telling me there was some. I didn't catch this, so I've been sick. I haven't been on Twitter as much. It's probably good, but I haven't caught. There's some Trae Young drama down there in Atlanta. What's going on with this Atlanta Hawks team, and do you think it affects their performance tonight?
Well, I mean, there was the thing that happened on Friday where he chose not to play because him and the coach got into a heated exchange. He's sitting out a lot of the practices, and then you go into a game and you shoot 20 to 25 shots. It'd basically be like if we didn't do the playbook spread together, and I let you do all the work, and I just rolled up and said, I'm just going to take over from here. After a while, you're probably going to get frustrated, right?
Yeah,
like this guy just shows up, just takes all the credit for everything. That's pretty much what's happening in Atlanta. The teammates all called him out in the post-game interviews recently. I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but it's just rumors circulating. Would be interesting to see him become the next superstar to be moved, though, because that'd be one no one's seen coming. And again, we talked about it, too. JC was like, we think maybe they go into the tank if you get rid of them. I think if you get enough back and you move Murray back to the point guard, you can maybe make a run with that roster, but we'll have to see what happens of that. I'm not sure if anything happens of it. And I'm not even sure he plays tonight. He's not on the injury report, but with all that turmoil, I wouldn't be surprised to see him pop up. So I'm going to take a shot on OKC here plus the 6 in this spot.
And like I said, I haven't been on Twitter. Did they fire the coach?
No.
Or is McMillan still there?
McMillan's still there. They were just going back and forth.
Oh, okay. Do you think he'll end up being fired? Because usually it's easier to get rid of a coach than a star player.
I don't think so.
That's too bad. I don't really think he's that good.
I don't think he's
I really don't. He
I don't
wasn't
think he's
very
all that
good in
great.
Indiana, and then he did that one little run with Atlanta when he got there. And it's the same thing he always does. He gets, it's almost like Thibodeau. He gets that original turnaround, and then it's just like average. I mean, and you know me,
Yeah,
I'm the
it
old
says-
guy. I love to defend old guy basketball, but I don't know how much these guys relate and how much their experience playing in 1989 as the point guard of the Indiana Pacers really helps you prepare for a team in 2022, almost 2023
Yeah, it
here.
says in their exchange on Friday during shoot-around, McMillan reportedly disagreed with Young's shoulder rehab approach and gave him the options to play off the bench or don't show up at all. And he was like, all right, I'm going home.
Wow. Okay, so that's something for us to keep an eye on there, and it's definitely makes it seem like it's thunder or pass on JC.
Yeah, no, I'm all over the Thunder. I'm gonna be tempted to take that money line. +6 is an easy play, especially with Trey possibly being out. And if Trey's out, I love this play even more. Is Shai Gilgeous over 30.5 points? I mean, all of his props are always money. All of his props numbers today specifically look really great. I'm just gonna play it straight with the points, as well as the over. I'm leaning. That's kind of another one. You know, does affect a little bit if Trey plays or not. But it's like if Trey's out, who's going to guard SGA? And then as far as that news, though,
What do you mean? Trey can't guard anybody.
I'm not sure he could guard me.
I know he's and that's why when when you said, hey, if they trade him, I don't think it would be that bad of a loss. But like for example, you'd rather have SGA than Trae Young right now, right? If you're building a team,
100%.
Yeah. I mean, definitely think the upside, right? If we're talking right now, I'd rather have Trey, but yeah, I think there's probably way more upside with SGA.
Okay, and that's fair. All right, so go on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just don't think that.
No, you're good. You're good.
They had their shoot around already this morning, and they interviewed Trae Young. I see it on Twitter here.
Mm-hmm.
They said he spoke at the shoot around. He insisted numerous times that the core issue with this problem was that the private matter became public. He was basically like, if this was just me and him went back and forth, I went home for the day. Outside of me not being there, would it really have been that big of a deal if no one knew about the argument? So, I mean, it might be one of them things where they come together today and they just pound this team, but I don't think it's going to be like that.
The other thing, too, about you saying about them being like a decent team without Trey is like, yeah, sure, they'll make the playoffs, but it's going to go back to like how it was those like Joe Johnson years where it's like it's a first, second round exit. We've seen you cannot win in this league.
Well, it just depends on what you get back, though, right? I mean, yeah, right. If we just take them out, but it depends on what you get back. If you get like 3 bomb-ass wings and then you got DeJounte Murray, John Collins, and Kongwu, like you might be able to compete.
Right. I mean, you're probably going to get a crap ton of draft picks for him, but like
he'd be
gotta convert
okay.
those draft picks.
These two teams would be the trade.
Why would OKC take Trey? They're not this. They
got all the picks to give.
They got all the. Think about that spread. You got all the picks to give. Both your guard spots are solidified at that point, and your big guy comes back next year.
Guard. I would rather have SGA and Giddey than.
You just move. Now you have 3 ball handlers. Yeah. One comes off the bench. Imagine Giddey running the second unit.
All right. I guess you're making some good points. I just can't
Chet
see
comes
them.
back next year. They got their big man already. I mean.
To me, it's a forwards league now.
They also have
I don't give everything.
They also have enough draft picks to deal where they don't have to give up one in this coming draft. They could like take the rest of them.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm wondering where he would end up. Well, throw some ideas in the chat as well, guys, if you're watching.
You know, there's going to be one team that pops up in that chat, and you're going to get a little irritated when they do.
Oh yeah,
Westbrook and 2 firsts for Trey. Yeah,
Westbrook 2 firsts, the third team. You know they'll get it done somehow. Lakers fans always figure out that trade machine.
I got the feeling Lakers gonna have a great draft pick this year too.
Yeah, for the Pelicans. All right, guys, runpuresports.com. Give us that thumbs up. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, breaking down the NBA for you. For all the picks, go on over to runpuresports.com. Of course, you'll get all my projections, all of Tyler props on the NBA playbook. runpuresports.com. All right, anything more on the Atlanta Hawks and all their turmoil before we
move
on?
You see what Robert said in the chat?
I mean, that's a fair trade, but like, why do we do it? Why do we mess up our chemistry, right?
For sure.
I mean, we're finally going in the right direction.
It'd be like the Brooklyn move, you know. It's like, yeah, we got some, and we're going to trade it all away for
that team right there might be be another one.
Who?
They give a phone call and they're like, listen, we want Kyrie out of here as bad as possible. Take him and 3 first-round picks, give us Trey.
That could be like a Harden Simmons kind of trade right there.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think KD and Trey would work?
I think it'd work pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I also think a lot of times when there's 2 superstars on a team, it's going to be the same thing we see right now in Atlanta. It's your turn, now it's my turn. It's your turn, now it's my turn. I just think not many superstars can gel to where they can play off the ball like that. They just have their tendencies.
You know, it's so funny. They all copied Steph Curry shooting threes from like 7 feet behind the arc, but nobody copied him moving without the ball.
No. Did you see the thing about some NBA? It was a GM said that he wouldn't give the NBA player's name. He said somebody wanted to work out with Steph Curry, showed up, did the conditioning workout for 10 minutes, went and sat on the ground, and then threw up and left. They say all them guys want to play like him, but nobody wants to have the conditioning. I was like, I'm very interested to know which guard wanted to train with him.
And the crazy thing is he's like yoked too. I'm here he's squatting over like 400 pounds there.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude is strong. So
it's got to be like a rookie. It's got to be someone real young.
Yeah, it's probably James Wiseman. Wouldn't you love to see that?
Well, it was a guard.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. The other team that could get interesting to trade for him, Denver. Denver has the pieces to get him there and pair him with Jokic.
What would they give up? Michael Porter and Jamal Murray?
I think that's enough right there in a first.
I want to take that if that was
but if you were looking around, it's like, do we want to win now or do we want to build for the future? That's your win now package.
Yeah, I wonder. Huh. All right. Well, we'll see how that turns out. This might all be much ado about nothing, but I don't know. NBA Trade Talk does dominate because we the people's going to love this. The season's too long and nobody cares about the games unless you're gambling on them. All right. The Philadelphia 76ers are -8 in Houston taking on the Rockets. Total of 221.5 plus 281 is the money line total there for the Houston Rockets. Tyler, my projections like the Rockets here, but you brought up a salient point. Who's going to cover Embiid? Break this game down.
Yeah, I mean, 8.5. We were getting 11.5 when they played Denver, and Embiid's actually going to shoot the ball to where Jokic decides he's not. So
you're still pissed at Jokic, aren't you?
Yes, because he did it again a second game, which made me laugh because the dude just doesn't shoot the damn ball. He's considered a superstar and he doesn't shoot. This is the game where you need to score. You're 7 foot, 300 pounds. Shoot the damn ball. You're not the point guard. But back to this game, Embiid's going to shoot the ball.
This just in, Tyler hates passing the ball. Tyler encourages
I'm
ball
all game
hogging.
for passing the ball. When you're the best player on the team and you're losing, I think you should start to shoot it.
No.
But this game here, Embiid's going to shoot it. There's no doubt. Şengün ain't stopping him in the paint.
Şengün isn't stopping anybody. Who's worse on defense, Şengün or Trae Young? I mean, just
it's close.
2 of the worst defenders in the NBA.
But yeah, I mean, he's going to absolutely dominate this team. He's putting up 30, 35 plus here. So definitely like that. If I had to pick a side to cover, give me Philly. But I'll probably just be on these performance doubles. Embiid double-double and win plus 108. Embiid 35 plus points and win plus 205. And if you wanted to take the shot that he just nukes his team and goes for 40, where's the 40.1? 40 points and Philadelphia wins plus 500.
Seems pretty safe here. 12 plus rebounds.
Yeah, I love that one also. The 12 plus rebounds. What's the odds on that? 2-1. And the thing about this too is when you look at all these performance doubles, all of James Harden's are listed. But he's playing tonight, so be ready for that. They smash Houston here.
Do you think that they try to feed him? Or, I mean, that's one of those weird things. Travis talks about revenge. I felt like Houston accommodated him. He wanted out, and they we'll get rid of you.
Yep. I think he just kind of slides back into his point guard role and then just feeds Embiid. And Embiid, he knows how to play basketball. Like Harden's not a guy who's like, I want to score 40 tonight. This isn't the Houston Rocket days anymore. He's going to step on the floor and be the point guard, and he's going to feed the guy who's going to have the best opportunities to score. So Embiid props and the Philadelphia 76ers here.
My guy, right side Clyde says Return of the Star might not be great for the team. You know, I always tout superstar subtraction on here. That's one of the things that Tyler and I actually usually opposite on is when the star is out. I usually like taking them. Tyler's like, how are they going to score? And these are old numbers. I haven't run this for probably 3 years, so maybe it's different. But when I ran it like 3 years ago, the Return of the Star was like 51% against the spread or something. It was not even enough. It was just right there in the middle. It really didn't seem to affect.
But those performance doubles and playing one of the worst teams in the league, do we think they're going to lose this game outright? I don't. I even think even if they do play bad and Houston can keep it close, in the end, they're just going to be like, here's the ball and beat this team.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting. JC, how do you see this one?
Yeah, man. I mean, Embiid's done a great job of holding it down while like Harden and Maxey are out. So I was already leaning 76ers. Tyler broke the news to me that Harden's supposed to play tonight. So I'm really digging the Sixers. The over is 7-1 in the 76ers' last 8 games against teams with a losing record. So I think the over is a great play. I mean, these are two of the worst defenses in the league. So it's going to be points. Harden's going to be firing off shots. Embiid's going to get it done in the paint. Celtics. I might even Celtics. Excuse me. 76ers over. Might even parlay it.
All right. Right.
We got news out of the Boston game.
What is it?
Al Horford's officially out. Marcus Smart's off the injury report. Malcolm Brogdon's now on the injury report. Questionable illness. So no Brogdon tonight. Horford's going to be out, and I'm still waiting because I still think somebody else is popping up.
All right. And Tyler, navigating that injury report, dancing there like my name, Fred Astaire, right? Just dancing around that injury report. Love it. All right, JC, anything more on that one? What else you got?
No, I was waiting for props to drop, but there's nothing out yet. So,
and that's because of the Harden news. Although Tyler said he did see some Harden props.
There's performance doubles. Let's see if there's props on FanDuel. Yeah, there's props on FanDuel. Which one were you looking for specifically? Were you looking for a specific one?
No, I was gonna compare. I was gonna look at like threes, and then I also didn't see what Embiid's points were at.
His threes are at 1.5 plus 150, and his points are at 31.5 minus 110.
That's not bad. That's a good look. He's been pretty consistently putting up 30 plus.
Yep. I think he dominates today. Like if we were to pencil in the highest scoring fantasy guy on this show, probably taking him.
Not SGA?
Nah, I gotta take Embiid right here. Because this could be 30 to 40 points and 12 to 20 rebounds. And a couple blocks. And he
could still pick up like close to 10 assists.
Yep. And plus the blocks he's gonna get when they're coming into the paint.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
All right. So that's your top spend up, huh, Tyler?
If I had to pick one as of right now, yeah, I think that's my guy.
Too bad Jokic isn't on the slate tonight.
Yeah, so he can score me 6 points.
Sorry, I keep poking the bear there. All right. Anything else on this one before we move on?
That's it for me.
All right, let's talk about. I like this game. I know it's like the Celtics Raptors is probably the best one. I like this one a lot though. The Heat and the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are -1. My projections love the Grizzlies, Tyler, but you said that I'm not accurately accounting for injuries here. And I'll tell you what, that's what's tough about running these NBA style models, right? Is that how do you account for injuries? And I almost think that I think in the past people over accounted for injuries, and now I don't think they do enough, right? I mean, I think there's some NFL players that are worth way more than 1 point that are non-quarterbacks. Like Tyreek Hill to me is worth like 3 points, but if he was out, I bet you'd only move like 1.5. Now let's look at this game.
Before we even move on from that, I'm all letting you.
Dude, the whole roster's on the injury report. Wait, go ahead.
How many points does your boy move the spread?
Which boy?
How many of them do I have? He went out and they continued to roll. So
we're going to talk about that. That's a great plug. So if you guys want to know my thoughts on the disastrous day yesterday in my personal household, losing Jimmy G, tune into Talking Touchdowns here in a half hour on the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll be notified when we go live. And hey, give us a thumbs up. We're here every day, Monday through Friday. But yeah, Tyler, don't think that that's not going to lead the show. Tyler, I'll bring it up on the show. I had a dream I was having this argument with you guys. That's how much
you had to get prepared.
I was so pissed watching that game, man. I mean, Tua was just overthrowing everybody. I was livid. Should have been an easy win for Miami.
I don't know about that, but
yeah. If you watch the game, man, he overthrew so many receivers. I'm wide open.
I didn't get.
A bad quarterback plays poorly. Big surprise.
No, all year he's underthrowing guys, and then this week he decided to throw it over their heads.
I didn't get to catch the beginning of the game, but seeing it went up 7-0, and then Jimmy G's foot fell off, I thought I was dead in the water against Mangone.
Well, backup quarterbacks usually do good for 1 week. Let's talk about this game. Tyler, I think we have time to read out the injury report. We might go into Talking Touchdowns if we do. But Jimmy Butler, questionable. Max Strus, probable. Drew Smith is in. I don't know who Drew Smith is. It sounds like an R&B singer from the 90s. Tyler Hero is probable. Haywood Highsmith is probable. Gabe Vincent questionable. Dwayne Dedman questionable. Duncan Robinson probable. Nikola Jovic is in. All right, thank God. All right. Zaire Williams is out. Desmond Bain is out. Jaren Jackson doubtful. Jake LaRavia, one of our Kurt's favorite players, is questionable, and Steven Adams is questionable. Tyler, a ton of news, but my projections love the Grizzlies. You think my projections are absolutely wrong? What do you think?
I just think because when you look at these guys out for the Grizzlies, it's like a team. We know they can withstand injuries. They've done it before.
Yeah.
But
Doing it all year.
Bain, Jaren Jackson, Steven Adams, and Zaire Williams all at once, I'm not sure they can do that against a feisty Miami team that's been playing great lately, especially if Jimmy Butler plays. If Jimmy Butler's in here, I want to be here. I think they win the game outright. If he's out, I'm probably just staying away from this game as a whole.
So, Tyler, not believing in Dylan Brooks. What are your thoughts, JC?
Yeah, it's a tough one with all the injuries. I mean, like I said, Grizzlies been dealing with injuries all year, though, so it's really nothing new for them. The Grizzlies are great at home, so that's another thing to have going for them. But honestly, it's probably just a stay away spot for me. I do really like the over in this one. It's down from, it opened at 226.5, down to 224. I could see that going over. And then my favorite play, though, in this one is Dylan Brooks over 17.5 points. Brooks is so underrated. He's going to get more looks with all these guys being out. Miami's going to zero in on Ja, so it's easy play here.
All right, at least another member of the. I think we're the only two guys at RPS that like Dylan Brooks.
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, he's phenomenal.
He gets slandered from sun up to sundown on this YouTube channel, Tyler. Like, do they ever say anything good about him on hardwood?
Dylan Brooks' cheeks.
What do you mean? Oregon
he
Duck legend.
He just fouls and chucks up shots. If the shots are going in and he beats me, he beats me. 9 times out of 10, I win.
That sounds like me playing basketball.
I mean,
chucks up shots.
On a fully healthy Memphis team, yeah, his stats aren't going to be that great. But when he's going to be probably second most shots, yeah, he's going to rake in. Easy play.
All right. So you like the Dylan Brooks over. I'm liking the Grizzlies, but I'm fine with staying away from this game. Until we get more news, and we'll see how that one turns out. So Tyler, would you have my blessing to bet the Grizzlies if Jimmy Butler sits?
I'm going to tell you no, because I'm going to stay away from this game, but I'm also not going to give you a stern no. It's going to be I wouldn't, but I'm not going to tell you no. You know what I mean?
Right. I'll ride with you, Fred. I'll ride with you. I'll jump on the Grizzlies.
All right. Yeah. I like
that transfer news came in too that we talked about before the show. That quarterback transferred to Pitt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They announced that he's coming, that Phil Jerkovich from BC.
Look at you.
All right. Look at Tyler. Breaking news. Breaking news. I wish I could put it at the bottom. If I was feeling better, I would. Guys, I'm still fighting off COVID, man. It's been a rough weekend here. But it sucked. I thought I was getting better, and then it just walloped me again this morning. I know my voice sounds better, though, and I have a little more energy for the shows, though. So that's good. Let's see if this team will have energy tonight. I'm pretty sure they will. The Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks renew their rivalry. Tyler, so everyone knows how the 7-game series went down. And then Dallas looked like they were crushing them in the opening night, right? It looked like they were actually just burying this whole Phoenix dynasty. Phoenix comes back and win, and that's where I think one win means more than one win. If they lost, boy, really. But I feel like that put the Phoenix Suns on the right track tonight. The Mavericks are -3 at home. Tyler, I've talked about how the Mavericks are the new Warriors. Just bet them at home, fade them on the road. But we also talked about how, other than the Celtics, the Suns are the most consistent team that we want to bet on in the league here. So, right, it's my unstoppable force versus my immovable object here. Two teams that I like to back. Right now, I'm leaning towards the Mavs just off the strength of how that playoff series went last year, where it felt like home court meant so much. And it feels like these Mavs role players are so much better at home. It's always tough to go against Phoenix, though. And we know this Phoenix team is going to be up for this game, right? I mean, they're not looking past this game on the schedule.
Oh, definitely not looking past this game on the schedule. And I mean, how often can we get a Suns Celtics parlay at +400 where they're both plus money? You very rarely are going to get that on NBA slates. I will be.
You got it up to +400?
Yeah, because the Suns are +130 on FanDuel. They are +130. The Celtics are +104. So that comes out at 4-1. I just have to bet the Suns here. If they lose the one guy, they lose. Christian Wood's questionable. Torrey Craig's questionable. Chris Paul's questionable. Those guys I'm really not that worried about. But if Christian Wood's out, who is the number 2 for Dallas? Dinwiddie?
Yeah.
Dorian Finney-Smith? Like, these guys,
Dinwiddie.
if they're not hitting their shots, it is all Luka. So I'm going to side with Phoenix here. The other thing, too, is when they were beating up on this team in the playoffs, who were they targeting, Spread?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was coughing.
When they were beating them up in the playoffs, who were they targeting when they went on the floor on offense?
Luka?
No, the other way.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, he ain't going to be there tonight. So good luck. Give me Phoenix here. Keep the 3 points. I want.
So you're saying don't target Campaign?
They'll pull him off the floor if they have to. Also,
I would say he's actually better than Paul at this point of their careers.
Yeah, he can stay in front of
on defense at least. Yeah.
Yep. Miles Bridges will do, or Mikal Bridges will do his best with Luka. Booker will help out there also. Ayton will have the paint. Give me Phoenix here, money line.
And I appreciate we the people sticking with us in spite of all this defense chat. JC Zargo, I like the Mavericks. Tyler likes the Suns. Break the tie.
I'm right with the Suns. I said it last week. Tyler said at the top of the show, when you can catch the Suns at minus, 3 or better, and they're +3, easy money. As far as spread, what you were saying about Dallas at home, here's the thing: they are 9-3 at home, but they're 3-8-1 against the spread at home. So
that's true. They're one of the worst teams against the spread in the league this year. In fact, I don't know if it's still true, but 3 or 4 days ago,
double that our guy We the People gave out in the chat, the long shot Booker 5+3s and win. I didn't realize you'd get it at this odds, and with the way he's shooting the ball, you have to bet this. It's 14-1.
No,
but he scored 40+ in his last 3, and he's shooting the ball out of this world. At 14-1, I will definitely have some money on that.
Yeah, the only thing is both defenses are so great, so it's a little bit longer.
With the way he's shooting the ball, though, we might only need 7 to 8 attempts, and he might put 5 in.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Lean under, given the defense is playing. Because, here's the thing, too, what it comes down to. Both teams still trying to find their stride this season. Dallas, they're just still a little bit behind. Yeah, they won the last time these two teams played. But, I'm rocking with the Suns. I'll probably take the +3 just to be safe, but money line, not a bad look at all.
All right. 2 people for the Suns here. I'm the only one on Team Luka. Glock, if that doesn't get you to come back on the NBA rundown, I don't know what will. I guess he's too busy watching Dallas Cowboys games to hang out with us, Tyler. All right. Anything more from this one before we move on to my Warriors, who I can't even back tonight?
Nope, that's it for me on that one.
Yeah, and I already blew the lead, but the Warriors are laying 11 to the Indiana Pacers. JC, we talked about it before the show. I think the Pacers are a good team. I just think that this is a brutal road trip, especially for a young team. Probably kind of feeling themselves, probably having a good time, right? I know the weather in Indiana isn't that good. And for us, it's not that good out here, but they've got to think it's just a respite, right? Oh, it's 50 degrees and raining, it's not, when you're coming from snow and sleet and hail, right? It's not that bad at all. So Indiana, tough spot, though. They did play Portland last night. They came up short, I think. I fell asleep. Did they lose that game, Tyler?
Yeah, they lost. Portland pulled that out.
Lost by 16.
So, that was a rough showing for them. Now they got to take on the Warriors, and you know how I feel about the Warriors. The Warriors 7-0 against the spread in their last 7 at home. So these numbers just keep creeping up. I think this is a spot where they probably put it a little too high, laying 11. That being said, I'm not playing the Pacers as Warriors are past, but right now, unlike Jimmy G, Tyler, I'm going to pass.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to pass with 1 foot, but as for this game, looking at it, Wiggins is questionable. Jordan Poole's questionable. Halliburton's still out. I'd probably just stay away from this game as a whole. Maybe like a Buddy Hield PRA would be my only bet because he's going to handle the ball a bit more. He's going to shoot a ton of threes. That PRA is going to be in the low 20s. So if he hangs you 18 points, all he needs is a couple rebounds and a couple assists. So definitely like that prop. Other than that, though, probably just a complete stay away. I probably end my night on the Suns game.
I think that's fine, too. Even interest-wise, right? I don't know. I guess the Pacers could play him tough. Any interest in Halliburton in DFS when you were talking about
you can't play him. He ain't playing.
He's out again?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Pacers are going to get smashed. Wow. So should I play TJ McConnell? No, I'm just kidding. JC,
He's also questionable.
I know. I'm looking. I didn't realize it. Tyrese is still out, huh? Has Duarte played at all this year?
Yeah, he played the first game I think it was the first couple games, and then he sprained his ankle, and that's when he went down.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, guys. A little slow today. Like I said, fighting off COVID here. Tyler, did I tell you about how I took my test yesterday?
You still positive?
Yeah, and it came, and so I did it, and I called my mom like right after I did it, and I'm like, "Hey, Mom, I'm negative," and she's like, "Well, did you wait 15 minutes?" And I'm like, "No, but I'm sure, And then the course of the 15 minutes, the T whatever came up, and I'm like,
Normally it popped right up too, like the positive.
Yeah, when I did it last week, it popped up like instantly, and that's why I thought that. So I'm still stuck in the house here, which sucks. I kind of want to get outside and get some sunshine, all that good stuff, but. JC, what are your thoughts here on the Pacers and the Warriors? And I'm sure you know the injury report better than I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. It's so many points. You're right. That was a great call by you about this road trip. I was just looking at it. Brutal road trip. Like, rarely in the NBA do you get a road trip like this. Like, they've done the full West Coast circuit. This is their 6th game. They got to go to Minnesota after this. Kind of makes sense why they're struggling so much. Warriors, though, they're heating up, man. They've looked really sharp their last couple games. They're hitting the 3-ball. So if we got to make a pick, definitely would go Warriors. But I'm with Tyler. Suns will probably be my last line of the night. However, I do really like the over in this one. Again, 2 terrible defenses going at it. If Indiana can find any kind of a groove, lines at 237.5, so a lot of points, but I could see this game looking something like 110, 120 right in there. Warriors cover and making that overhit.
Yeah, I had actually projected this one for the under, but throw my projections out because I projected him with Halliburton in there. How much should I downgrade Pacers with Halliburton out, you think?
I think a good bit. I think he is big in that offense.
It's an interesting comment. Being sick is a mindset. Go outside. If it was just a normal cold, I would. I just worry. I don't want to kill someone's grandma. I mean,
that's how my wife is too. She's got COVID, and it was really funny. Like, at first, she thought she had the flu. She's like, "Yeah, I'll probably go back to work like after the weekend." And then she's like, "Oh, it's COVID. I got to take like a week off." And I'm like, "Aren't they like the same thing at this point?"
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
No comment on this subject.
Yeah, I should probably stay away from it. But anyways, guys, I'm going to try and get better, and we're going to keep bringing you guys the content every day. The projections are already up on runpuresports.com for the NBA playbook. And, of course, Tyler, I mean, even being sick, we still managed to get winners this week, right? Because you said the record was 8-4?
8-4, and then we killed the NFL playbook also. So we dominated this weekend.
And that's the nice part about doing a model is even if my brain doesn't work, like I just punch numbers in, right? It doesn't take a brain to check out, NBA.com and get all these statistics and just put them in there and just see what it spits out. So, I think this is a case where, just relying on some numbers helped me a lot. But there you have it. That's the slate for today. Tyler, any other DFS licks? You talked about Embiid. Did you have any value guys maybe that you were thinking of?
I haven't really sifted through, but I mean, whoever the other guard is for Indiana, because if McConnell sits, I don't know how many other guards there are there. Whoever that guy is, I think it's Nemrod, or it's the kid out of Gonzaga.
Nemhard.
Nemhard. Yeah, him. I don't know his price, but I would definitely be looking for that guy because he's going to see a ton of minutes if McConnell also sits. And Duarte being a ball handler too, I mean, that kid might have the ball in his hands most of that game. So that'd be one other guy. And then maybe these Memphis bigs, if Adams and Jaren Jackson sit, like Brandon Clark's going to have to play.
Yeah.
So maybe somebody like that too.
All right, and that'll be fun. We'll see who's taking the victory lap when the Grizzlies take on the Heat tonight. All right, let's do it. Best bet time. Tyler, start with you. Side total prop. What's your best bet for the night?
I think me and JC got to lock arms on this one. Give me the Suns money line. They're smashing them here, spread. One guy ain't beating us.
All right, JC. He took the Suns. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of had a few picks I was debating.
You can give them all out, but then just tell us which one you don't like. I mean, which one you like
no, you're good. But just, realizing how controversial this pick is, I'm just going to buckle down and ride with it. Dylan Brooks over 17.5 points.
Oh, yeah. Dylan Brooks. Okay, what are the other picks that you're looking at?
Like I said, I was really liking that SGA prop. And then, of course, Thunder +6 and in Phoenix.
All right, fantastic. I'm going to take the Boston Celtics, Tyler. We talked about how good a team this is, and that works for our parlay, right? Because we can get plus 400 if you take your Suns and my Celtics there. So there's a little bonus parlay, but it's just this Celtics team. There's no reason to bet against them right now. They're playing so well, and I understand they are at a disadvantage. Normally, this is a spot that I'd like to fade this team, but they just seem to be able to overcome anything. And first of all, Tatum's playing like a top 5 player in the league. And that was one of the reasons I had him as the play of the day yesterday against the Nets. I feel like Tatum's playing as well as KD is right now, but his supporting cast is just so much stronger. I know that, Siakam's playing well for the Raptors, but it just feels like Tatum's going to be the best player on the floor, but he also has the best supporting cast. So other than fatigue here, I don't see how this play comes up short. Toronto Raptors, always tough, always scrappy, and always good at home. But they could meet their match against a team that you just don't want to go against right now. So I like the Boston Celtics. Tyler, do you have a parlay for the people?
I'm working on one now. I'm looking for a third leg here. We have Booker 30+ and win. You have to build that one in the same game tab to put the 30+ and then Phoenix money line. And then I have Embiid's 12+ rebounds in Philly win. That gets you 10-1 right now. But I was looking for that third leg to push us up over. I don't want to pin anything down in this Boston game with them on the back-to-back. The Miami game, I like the Miami side, but there's no performance doubles up on that side of the ball yet.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing for the Clippers either. Do we want to take a shot on the Bucks? What are we thinking?
Yeah, do the Giannis one.
Do you want to do the Giannis 15 rebounds, or we want to be safe and take his double-double?
15 rebounds? No, that's too many.
Let's see, we could build it in the tab. We can go 12 rebounds and then just their money line. 12 rebounds and their money line. That gets the parlay to 20-1. I'm completely fine with that.
All right.
So
Andrew, you can all sitting. Be careful.
I'll read it one more time for the guys so they can get everything at once. It was Booker 30+ points in the Suns money line, Giannis 12+ rebounds in the Bucks money line, and Joel Embiid 12+ rebounds in Philly wins.
All right, there you have it. That is it for us. But Tyler and I are not done for the day. We're going to be back talking touchdowns. It's going to be a mournful day. I'm wearing black, as you can see. Tough times for me here in the Jimmy G camp, and absolutely terrible news that we got. But we do have a lot of fun on talking touchdowns. But it's just not all fun and games, right, Tyler? We do go ahead and give out winners for tonight's Monday Night Football game, and Tyler will start building us a little core. Including the ways to approach the captain spot. So kind of just a little primer getting ready for the full showdown show that goes live at 3 p.m. Eastern on the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel. So make sure you're subscribed. Guys, give us a thumbs up. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, breaking down the NBA for you. And if you want winning picks 7 days a week, head on over to runpuresports.com. Become a member. You'll have access to the NBA and the NFL betting playbook. JC, another fun performance from you. So glad to have you on here every Monday. For the rest of the season. Do you want to give us some words of wisdom before?
Yeah, man. When it comes to gambling, there's 2 types of people: winners and quitters. And if you run pure, I know you're not a quitter. So let's get this money.
All right, run pure.